由楊紫瓊主演嘅科幻動作電影，劇情燒腦，重集武打、多重宇宙、科幻3種題材於一身。早前喺北美上映，口碑同票房成績報捷，更榮獲美國 South by Southwest 電影節以及台灣金馬奇幻影展2大影展選為開幕電影。而呢部作品亦即將同香港觀眾見面。呢日我哋嘅主播黃振全就邀請到新戲女主角楊紫瓊以及幾位主演，包括 Jamie Lee Curtis、關繼威、許慧倫、吳漢章，仲有2位導演越洋接受我哋嘅專訪，分享拍攝點滴。楊紫瓊亦不停大讚呢次嘅拍攝團隊同過程都非常有趣啊！
The movie is very entertaining and it's full of crazy ideas. Could you tell us actually how you felt going on set every day? Was it a mind-bending journey?
We loved going on set. We started off the day with warm-up exercises. The Daniels are incredible. And Jonathan Wong, our producer, we always started the day with everyone and took turns, right? Leading the warm-up exercises because everybody felt included. You know, people that you normally don't see on set who are working, slaving away at the back room somewhere came out always for the morning session, so we saw each other and said hello to everyone. It was really such a collaborative teamwork on every levels and filled with such light and love. Always, it was so joyful to it wasn't going to work. It was like, okay, what's our adventure today? What craziness are we going to get up to today?
And I think that everybody involved in the movie, all the crew felt that way. So none of us could make this movie without each other. It was a team effort in a very, very big way.
Totally connected.
Yes.
Okay, and Jamie, which one is more challenging to you? Lifting up key, those massive fighting sequences, playing the piano with your toes, or jumping over the stairs?
None of it was difficult because, again, I'm working with these professionals. The Andy, the martial arts club guys who did all of the martial arts, they'd been rehearsing that for weeks and weeks and weeks, and with Michelle, weeks and weeks. So to me, all of it was just something new and different and kind of exciting. I'm a student there. I was a student the day I met Michelle Yeoh. I don't know how to do this. And she was very clear. You don't do anything. I'll do it. Like if you punch me, I will take the punch. That's how you sell it. You don't have to be strong. It was a great lesson for me of letting go and just being a student.
Okay. Michelle, is this the movie you have the most costumes to put on in your entire career? It should be one of the tiring job, right?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, there's like 5 different genres in this one movie.
Yes.
So the costume was just one part, and we had an amazing costume designer, Shirley Kurata. Changing is easy. It's all there already. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of effort to walk there, get changed into like, what am I wearing? Okay, let's go. So it was fun.
Okay, so let's talk about the scene. You guys fighting with the hot dog fingers. Was it a big challenge to keep a straight face and not to laugh?
You know what? Ultimately, it might look sort of absurd, but what we knew was that they were in love with each other and then they were breaking up. And I don't know if you've been ever in a relationship where you've broken up, but it's heartbreaking.
Okay.
And so I feel like we just knew that that's what it was about. And the fact that we had hot dog hands didn't matter because the emotion was there, because we were sad.
Yeah, the heart was always there.
Yeah.
呢部電影嘅劇情瘋狂搞笑，加上楊紫瓊喺戲中突破形象嘅破格演出，為電影增添更多趣味。有份參演嘅幾位演員都對新戲讚不絕口啊
！Movie is crazy. Yeah. The movie is funny.
It is, and just like the title suggests, everything, everywhere, all at once. I mean, it's highly inventive and original. I thought the Daniels wrote this incredible script, and not only that, I mean, they directed the hell out of this. Michelle Yeoh is absolutely amazing. So is Stephanie and James. and Jamie Lee Curtis. And I think the audience is gonna really enjoy this because and it's action packed too. It's funny, it's action packed, with a really big heart.
I would say that it is a great. I guarantee no one's ever seen anything like it. It is a once in a lifetime film, so people should see it in person.
Okay, James.
Yeah, well, I would say that in my 70 years in this movie industry, this probably takes the first place in just a wacky film, you know. 個個人都好傻嘅啫，點解係嘛？ And it's a return for Key in this movie. He's had a fabulous career, and now he's returned to the screen, and I'm so happy.
Oh, thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah, he's very sweet, but this is definitely. It's been 20 years since I stepped in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm really. I mean, to have this as my comeback movie after all these years, it's just incredible.
Key, was it challenging to fight with waist back very professionally, actually?
Well, you know, I studied Taekwondo for many years, but this particular one, as all the Hong Kong audience know, you know, it's Wushu rope dart, so it's something that is very hard to master. And I trained with our action choreographers and the stunt team for a long time. So yeah.
Stephanie, to you, what was the biggest challenge in the whole movie? I saw you fighting with the sex toys too.
Yes, I was fighting with some sex toys. That is hard for maybe they were just very heavy, but I wouldn't say that was the most challenging thing. I think the most challenging thing was making sure that even when the villain or when the adversary of Jobu comes out, that the story is still rooted in the family. And so how do you make a crazy, weird character that gets to dress up in an Elvis costume and swing sex toys, but still make sure that the craziness is coming from the same place of the daughter and the heart of the family. And so we really worked so hard to make sure that it was, you know, not a stereotype of a bad guy, and kind of keep the thread of the family and the pain that Joy was feeling, even though Jobu, you know, is crazy.
Well, actually, she's just brilliant in the movie. She takes each beat and play with it. That's wonderful, you know. And that's the thing with this movie. You can play with certain moments because the director allows you that privilege.
Yeah. And James, we know you have delivered so many memorable roles, and congratulations of getting the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Could you tell us how you feel about this?
After 70 years, I think I'm really entitled to it, you know. So, but however, it just makes me feel like I don't even know what it feels like until I step down and look at that star, because it took 70 years to get here. And I think more Asian American actors and actresses should get that star because they're entitled to it. But right now the percentage is too small. So I'm going to advocate that the Chamber of Commerce and the audience request to have more stars with Asian American stars in it, you know. But anyway, for me, it's probably the biggest thrill in my life to get that star.
唔少人都好好奇呢個無厘頭又瘋狂嘅構思究竟係點樣諗出嚟嘅？不如我哋聽下兩位導演嘅回答啦。
Actually, where did you guys get the ideas of making this movie?
Yeah, we come up with so many ideas all the time. Our brains are always coming up with ideas, and when we realized we could put them all into one movie.
The hard part is choosing which ideas to keep, not coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
I think growing up on the internet, our brains are just designed to come up with too many ideas.
How did you persuade Michelle to join the movie, actually?
Yeah, we thought we were going to have to persuade Michelle because, you know, she's an international superstar and this movie is very wild. But surprisingly, when she read the script, she understood it. She really wanted to meet with us, and so we sat down and we had a really great lunch together, and it wasn't that hard. She was very excited to be doing something very different from her other roles, and so we were really lucky.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised how weird her taste is in movies. She's a very funny lady, and so I think she's excited to work on something like this. We're so lucky.
And how is the experience like working with the Russo brothers?
Yeah, the Russo brothers were they believed in the project very early on, and we got to kind of pick their brains about how they made their big movies, but also how they made their small TV projects. And we knew that our movie had to be something in between that. And so it was really helpful kind of learning what to do when you have $200 million and what to do when you have less than $1 million.
And in the movies, we can see so many sets, so many costumes, so many outfits. But what is the biggest challenge to you?
What you're saying is very true. Every single department had to do so much. So it didn't matter if you were in the hair department or if you were the special effects department. Everyone had so many things to do, and everyone was very much challenged. And so everyone just worked really hard, and we used a lot of our tips and tricks that we learned from doing music videos, and somehow we pulled it off. I think everyone was really stressed when they first read the script, but we knew where to compromise and when not to, and I think every department really shines in this movie.
Yeah. If I had to choose one today, I'd say I'll pick music. Our composers had a very hard job. They had to create over 2 hours of original music for the movie, and and they did
genres.
A very, very good job.
Different genres, different styles. There's musical numbers. There's Hong Kong opera. There's like a little bit of everything.
Special guests come in. We had Andre 3000, who's a famous rapper, playing the flute. We got Randy Newman in singing a song. They had a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And did the pandemic affect the whole shooting actually?
It did. We got very lucky. We shot the movie right before the pandemic kind of hit America. And
we had one more day left of shooting, and we had to get shut down. So we shot almost everything we needed to shoot.
And we were grateful that we slowed down and we took our time with the edit. We're proud of this movie, and I think spending over a year editing it helped us make sure that it was overwhelming when we wanted it to be, but also that the emotions hit when those needed to hit, and that took a lot of time and refining.
And luckily, people are getting to see it in theaters, and that was why we made this movie to be seen in theaters. And so the pandemic really just made it so that we had to delay the release. And so now that things are opening up again, we're really excited that people are going to be able to see it in theaters.